The Power of Thinking and Manifestation. Part 1. The Invisible Force That Shapes Your Life. There is a force in the world that cannot be seen with the eyes, yet its results are visible everywhere. It shapes destinies, builds empires, and transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. That force is thinking. Every single day, your mind produces thousands of thoughts. Some appear for only a moment and disappear. Others stay longer, shaping your mood, your decisions, and eventually your future. Most people underestimate the power of their thoughts. They believe that life is controlled by external circumstances, the economy, the country they live in, their upbringing, or simple luck. But if you observe closely, you will notice something interesting. Two people can start in the same place, with similar conditions, and end up living completely different lives. One person quits after the first failure. Another person uses the same failure as a stepping stone. The difference is rarely the situation itself. The difference is how they think. Every action begins with a thought. Before a building exists, an architect imagines it. Before a company is created, someone sees the idea in their mind. Before success becomes real, it appears first as a vision. Your life works in exactly the same way. First comes the thought, then belief, then action, and eventually, reality begins to reflect what once existed only in your mind. This process is often called manifestation. However, manifestation is not magic. It is a combination of three powerful forces: thought, emotion, action. When these three elements align, they create results. Part 2. Why most people never manifest their dreams. Many people say they want success, wealth, or freedom. But if you listen to their internal dialogue, you will hear something completely different. They think, "This is too hard. People like me don't succeed. I'm not lucky enough. It's impossible." These thoughts create an internal contradiction. On one side, there is desire. On the other side, there is doubt. And doubt quietly sabotages progress. Your brain functions like a navigation system. It constantly searches for evidence that confirms what you already believe. If you believe opportunities don't exist, your brain will notice every failure and ignore every opportunity. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, your brain will start noticing doors that were invisible before. Psychologists call this the reticular activating system, a mechanism in the brain that filters information according to your focus. In simple terms, you begin to see more of what you constantly think about. This is why your thoughts shape your reality. Not because the universe magically delivers things to you, but because your thinking influences your perception, your decisions, and your actions. And actions create results. Part 3. The Role of Visualization. Many of the most successful athletes in the world use a powerful mental technique known as visualization. Before a race, they close their eyes and imagine every detail of their performance. They see themselves running with perfect form. They feel the moment they cross the finish line. They imagine the victory before it actually happens. Why? Because the brain responds to imagined experiences almost the same way it responds to real ones. When you repeatedly imagine a desired outcome, your brain begins to treat that outcome as something familiar. And once something feels familiar, it stops feeling impossible. This is why many extraordinary achievements begin as a clear mental picture. Part 4. Aligning thoughts, emotions, and actions. Manifestation becomes powerful when three forces work together: thoughts, emotions, actions. Many people stop at the first step. They think about what they want. But thinking alone is not enough. Emotion gives energy to thought. When you truly feel excitement, gratitude, and belief about your vision, your brain begins to operate differently. Your confidence increases. Your creativity improves. Your willingness to take action grows. Then comes the final and most important step: action. Without action, even the most powerful vision remains only a dream. But when thought, emotion, and action move in the same direction, momentum begins to build. Small steps lead to progress. Progress builds confidence. Confidence creates bigger actions. And eventually, the life you once imagined begins to take shape. Part 5. Becoming the architect of your reality. Every person lives inside two worlds: the external world, the one everyone can see, and the internal world, the one created by thoughts. Your internal world is the blueprint. Your external world is the construction. If the blueprint changes, the construction eventually follows. This means you have more power over your life than you might realize. Not because you control everything that happens, but because you control how you respond. You control your focus. You control the story you tell yourself. And those stories influence the direction of your life. History is full of examples of individuals who began with nothing except an idea and the belief that the idea could become real. Elon Musk once spoke about reusable rockets when most experts believed it was impossible. Jeff Bezos believed people would buy products online when the internet was still new and unfamiliar. Their ideas were once only thoughts, but they believed in those thoughts long enough to act on them. And action slowly transformed imagination into reality. Final message. Your thoughts are not small things. They are seeds. Every idea you repeat grows stronger. Every belief you reinforce shapes your decisions. Every decision creates a new path. If you change the way you think, you eventually change the way you live. So start with a simple question. What kind of reality do you want to create? Then begin feeding your mind with thoughts that move you toward that vision. Because the most powerful force shaping your future is already within you. It is your mind.